right. We're going to move on. And who better to have as our premier guest on Oshkosh Live other than the brand that is powering us here at Oshkosh Live. We'd like to welcome Josh and Charlie from Redbird Flight. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, what would you guys like to tell us what's going on with Redbird? A little update for the world.
Redbird is I feel like Oshkosh comes quicker and quicker every year, right? It's we've had an absolutely stellar start to the year, and you all build up to this show. You get here. It's odd for me looking at this show over the years. We launched our brand at AirVenture in 2007 in July of 2007. This is I guess it works out to be our 18th consecutive year here, or 19th year if you don't count COVID.
Right.
To see this show grow and to be such a part of this show and to support this show in so many different facets that we support it now, it's very meaningful to us. So.
Well, congratulations to you guys. I mean, I remember when Redbird was a young new company and just kind of finding your way. And just from the start, you guys were so innovative in both in your products and how you came to market. But, starting things like the Redbird migration and just making a community out of everything that you were doing. And obviously you do a lot of things here at the show that are very innovative, that are very supportive of the community. And maybe one of you would like to talk about some of what's going on here on the grounds.
Yeah, we've always thought there's no better way to highlight how our products can be used than to actually use our products for their intended purpose here at the show. And so, over the years we've added more and more opportunities for pilots to use our sims for training here at AirVenture. It's not just hypothetical; we're actually doing training here, and so. Yeah. For many, many years, we've been supporting the PPC, but we have a Learn to Fly Center now. We've got our STEM lab. Josh has completely revamped the content in the PPC now for full wings phases. And Josh, maybe
tell us a little bit about it. PPC stands for Pilot Proficiency Center.
Yeah, so it started on the grounds here in a tent, right over there. And it's kind of grown and gotten a lot of support from a lot of partners in the industry, right? And they've kind of coalesced around this idea that sim training might be really helpful for pilots long-term in their flying careers to hopefully bring down accident rates and keep everybody safe. And obviously that's the thing we support a lot too. So like Charlie said, over the years we've gotten more involved. This thing started at 1 simulator and then 6, and now we're at 12 LDs that live in a building here year-round, plus 1 crosswind landing trainer. And 51 weeks of the year, they're used for clinics, type-specific training. They'll bring in clubs. The local community can come and train. But for this 1 week, we have the whole attention of the aviation world. We have, thousands of pilots here, and it's an opportunity to introduce a huge range of people to sim training, and it delivered by expert instructors in really, really capable equipment. And we wanted to maximize that. And so this year, what we did was we took those 12 LDs and we looked at them as assets that we wanted to maximize the utilization on. So we have a range of offerings. So they're like right now, there's a course that's for VFR pilots. It's a full phase of wings. It's all day, 3 hours in the sim, 3.5 hours on the ground. It's led by Ken Whitkin, who's my instructor, personal instructor of mine, and a really just expert flight instructor. And then the standard sort of the PPC staff instructors are doing the training in the sim. And we sort of started from the ground and built that course so it would be a full day immersive thing. And they'd come out and hopefully learn something really valuable. But not everybody can commit a day, right? You're here, you want to go see the air show, you want to go talk to some vendors, whatever the thing is. Maybe you can get 45 minutes though. And so when those sims aren't being used by those courses, we have open sim sessions. So you can stop in for a 30, 45-minute flight, work on one thing, get a taste of this, and hopefully take it home and say, this is something I should integrate into my life as a pilot. Once a month, once a quarter, I should set a sim, set a time with an instructor to sit down in a sim and work on the kinds of things that I can't do in my airplane or in a rental airplane. So we have the mix of those courses. We have one for IFR. We have the VFR one. We're doing partnered with AOPA to do a Rusty Pilots course and this is actually kind of unique. And we have a Rusty Pilots course that's got the 3 hours of ground talks about, how to get back in the cockpit, how to get your medical, all that sort of mechanics of getting flying again, followed by an hour in the sim where you can actually put some of that into practice and work on your landings. So that then when you go to the airport and you start flying again, it's not totally fresh.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can bring some more people in through that. And so we've got a whole range of offerings to try to meet people where they are at the PPC and get them introduced to sim training. And then Charlie mentioned it, but just down the street at Four Corners, we have the Learn to Fly Center, where we have 2 large sims, 2 FMX, an FMX and an MCX, and then 4 TDs with the intent to, and the purpose of that is for people that are not pilots. Because while there are a lot of pilots here, there are a lot of aviation interested folks that have not taken that step yet.
Right.
And putting that on Four Corners, people walking by, they have an opportunity. They can get in the sim with a real instructor, and it can go in a logbook, right? It's flight training delivered by a CFI in a sim while you're here. So there's from the very beginning all the way up to really refreshing your IFR skills.
That is
great.
fantastic. So yeah, it's not just kind of sitting down and playing a game. Like these are real scenarios that teach a real lesson, right?
No, very much, yeah. And we have a sim in the booth, right? If you want to come in and try your hand at it, but like Charlie mentioned, the best showcase for our products is their use in context, in flight training. And so I'd prefer someone to fly in a sim with a flight instructor, in one of our sims with a flight instructor, and receive training than sit down with a sales guy and get a sales demo.
Right.
I mean, we need that.
We have other sims on the field as well. We have sims down at the Warbird area, the 5 MX2s down there that are specifically for youth engagement, getting youth interested in aviation, and specifically about those Warbirds and World War II aviation. We have our CTE lab here where we're doing middle and high school classes. So we really tried to provide offerings for across the gamut, right? For getting kids interested in aviation, getting them there, into a classroom and starting their ground school and using sims at the middle and high school level, aspiring adult pilots in the Learn to Fly Center, actual pilots, continuing proficiency training in the Pilot Proficiency Center. So that's very exciting for us. We like doing this. So.
And Charlie, and I would like to offer a belated congrats on your role as CEO now at Redbird. Tell us a little bit what that's been like taking the helm of this family business.
It's it's been a busy last few months, but it's super rewarding. We've been, like I said, we built this company in 2007. Very, very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, and really looking forward to where we're going in the future. And Josh has taken the role of Chief Operating Officer with the company. It's been absolutely mind-boggling. So.
Well, you guys work hard, and you've obviously, you've done really, really smart stuff too. So it's great. And just when I hear you talk about some of the youth, especially that you're impacting now, I mean, just think a few years from now, maybe not even very many years from now, you're gonna realize that someone that got inspired today is now a commercial airline pilot, or they're now an ag spraying pilot, or they're doing something, right? Because they got inspired here in a 1-hour session, right? I mean, it's I know certainly from my own, like when you're growing up, that just sometimes that one moment makes a big difference in terms of what choices you make, right?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's real exciting.
Well, thank you so much, Josh and Charlie, for taking a minute on a very busy day. We're going to throw it right now to a really cool spotlight video on Redbird so all of our viewers can learn more about this super cool company. So stick with us. We are here at Oshkosh Live, powered by Redbird Flight.
Like all good startups do, we started in a barn.
At the time, I was training with a company that was paying in the tens of millions for simulators. The features were just simply not there. The visuals weren't great. The fidelity wasn't there. So I came back to some of my old Dell buddies. I said, we can do this for like 1/10 of the cost. And that was how we began.
I had gone and got my pilot's license, got married, bought a house, had a kid, ran out of money. Had to hang up my wings. This opportunity came along to say, why don't we build some sims? This would be a really good way to stay connected with aviation, and we could fly. And so we all started working on a sim in a barn here in Austin.
And for the next 2 years, we worked in my in the workshop in my stables at our ranch to develop a couple of the key technologies.
For about a year, we piddled and we had trial and error, and we ultimately came up with what we thought was a viable product. And in order to test that, we decided to take it to the largest air show in the country, Oshkosh.
And we took the first simulator to Oshkosh in 2007. It didn't work worth a damn, but we wanted to see if there really was a market because we knew we could get it to where we needed to get it. And we came back with so many orders. We knew we were in big trouble because now we've got to fill these orders with simulators that work.
We thought we were creating hardware and software solutions to an underserved market. In reality, I think it's a little bigger than that I think we actually helped create a market.
We said we were going to take like 2 months off or a month off, and nobody was going to think about it or talk about it. We were going to lock the workshop up and everyone's going to rest after Oshkosh. And I think that lasted about 3 days.
And as soon as we got back, we opened up our first shop and began the process of beginning to build this in a way that was repeatable and something that we would be proud to deliver to flight schools.
The aha moment for us was really about understanding why is it that simulation is adopted by airlines and military and used so well across the board, but GA kind of looked at it and said, well, yeah, it's good for instrument training, but that's about it.
And it just didn't make sense to us that that technology was only available to advanced pilots. Could we build a flight simulator that was realistic enough at a price point that would be attractive to a flight school or a university to teach pilots their basic PPL and instrument rating skills?
That's what it was about. It was about let's build a device that changes that value proposition, that makes it a no-brainer to adopt it even at the earliest level of a pilot's life cycle. What needs to be true about this device, and wraparound visuals was a must because we needed it to be able to be used in visual training. We needed it to be interchangeable so that it could be used for a number of aircraft in your fleet. It had to have motion. It had to be broken down and walked through a 36-inch doorway by 2 people. It had to be installed in a small portable building at a municipal airport, and it had to run off house power.
The funny thing about our origin was we always saw Redbird as strictly an R&D company. And our vision was to let somebody else do the manufacturing. We couldn't find anybody that could build to our standards. How we ended up here today at this factory behind me, and the engineering crew, and the marketing crews, and support crews we've got, we could not have imagined back then.
We started Redbird with one product. Today we build over 35 different individual products and manage thousands of different parts throughout the warehouse.
We went from being a simulator designer builder to a training solutions company with curriculums and all kind of specialty software that makes this kind of training possible.
There's a lot of changes coming in aviation. You still have operators that may be doing different things, but we still need to be able to effectively train them in ways to be safe at the tasks that they're doing. And as we look 5, 10, 15 years down the road, we are pushing to help create the training aids and the training tools that are necessary to teach the next generation of pilots. It's really been an extremely rewarding experience for us because I feel like we're able to do what we really want to do, which is not necessarily just build this widget or build that device. It's move the needle. It's encourage more people to fly, get more pilots into aviation, make it more accessible. I think that the work that we've been able to do on that front is probably the thing I'm the most proud of.
I look at this sometimes and I'm stunned by what this company's been able to accomplish. I wouldn't want to begin to tell you where I think we're going to be in 10 years, but we're going to be the guys.